Hail adventurers, Pwn Star here with Pwn Star Gaming. Guys, we have a lot to talk about in week 9 of Shadowlands. Everything from the DPS rankings that everyone so loves and comes here for, to potential loot changes for Mythic Plus dungeons and even raids. So sit back, grab yourself a beer, and let's talk about it. Alright, first things first, head on over to Revendreth, kill the world boss, which is going to be Nurgash Muckformed this week. If you are a Death Knight, Demon Hunter, or Warlock, then you have a chance to pick up your legendary memory from him. Otherwise, good luck on the loot. Next up, let's head on over to Orobos, check our Great Vault, and pick up our weekly callings. I don't believe there's any Enclave quest this week. If there is, heck yeah, but I guess we'll see. I think it's coming out in the next major patch. After that, guys, we do have for the calendar event Cataclysm Time Walking. Cataclysm Time Walking is a lot of fun. These dungeons were, if I remember right, a little bit more difficult than the previous expansion's dungeons. So it should be a little bit of fun. Then if you want to pick up the Firelands raid, the Firelands raid has some pretty beefy trinkets that would be decently helpful, and some of the items aren't too bad either. So if you do decide to jump into some old school raiding, good luck. For the PvP brawl is probably my least favorite, the Gravity Lapse, which is going to be in Eye of the Storm. I think that's probably why it's my least favorite. Eye of the Storm, just for whatever reason, it never captured me. And this is coming from somebody who really enjoys the battlegrounds as a whole. It just, I don't know, the Gravity Lapse is kind of cool. It actually kind of reminds me of Borderlands, the one where they go to the moon and you jump around all over the place. Either way, off topic. Also, guys, LFR New Wing comes out. We're going to be doing Blood from Stone, which you do have to have 170 item level, which by this time, hopefully you do have that. If not, totally okay. But we're going to be taking out Shriekwing. Kind of funny, the third wing of LFR, we're finally going to be fighting the first boss of the raid. Either way, there's Shriekwing, Sledgefist, Stone Legion General. It's pretty good LFR if I do say so myself. There is a memory for everybody involved. Make sure you at least go there one time. All right, now for the big news circling around everywhere this week. Ian Hazzikostas was in an interview and he spoke more so about the dungeons and the raids and the lack of loot, I guess we'll say. Currently in Mythic Plus dungeons, out of the 5 people that are in the group, there's going to be 2 item drops. So hopefully you are one of the 2 that gets it, and once again, hopefully it's something that you can actually use. Otherwise, you're going to be awarded with that 35 anima for your 30 to 45 minutes of gameplay. Unless you're really good and you finish it really quick, right? That's me. Yeah, that's me. Either way, as it is right now, PvP rated battlegrounds is the way to go if you're trying to go for that high item level. Currently, with rated battlegrounds, you can get 226 item level armor or 233 weapons. Pretty high up there, pretty intense if I do say so. You can obviously do heroic and mythic raids. With the heroic raids, it is 213, which is less than the PvP rated battlegrounds. However, I will say there is the secondary stat differences and all that good stuff. But item level is all that matters. Am I right? Am I right? Something. I gotta say though, I am pretty excited to see that PvP is where it's at for the loot tables. It hasn't really been there in some time. So congratulations to the PvPers. And I will also say that the guilds that have a well-rounded gameplay style are the ones that are progressing faster than the ones who just log on to raid. meaning that if you are in, let's say, a mythic or even a heroic raid group, and you go and you kill all the bosses in the raid dungeon, and then you go and do raided battlegrounds afterwards, your guild tends to progress further because of the better item level that your overall guild has. I don't know. I gotta say, I'm pretty excited about where the loot is at this point, meaning that the progression isn't so far up there. But at the same time, running a Mythic Plus dungeon, it does suck if it's, you finish it and you get that 35 anima. But I don't know. I guess I'm excited to see where this goes. Speaking of Mythic dungeons, let's go ahead and talk about the Mythic Affixes for this week. First up, if you are running a 2 key or higher, you're going to get Fortified. Fortified is going to increase 20% health and 30% damage from non-boss enemies. Here's a hint. Crowd control and stun the enemies where possible, because the 30% damage from the non-boss enemies really does add up if you're pulling large amounts. Spiteful is going to be for your +4 keys. Spiteful Shades are going to spawn and chase a character doing some really intense melee damage. Now they do move pretty slow, and they also can be stunned and CC'd and slowed and all that good stuff. The main thing is just be aware of them, and they will die within a due time, because for every second they do lose 8% health. Next is Volcanic for key 7 and above. Volcanic plumes spawn underneath distant players. 2 seconds later, the plume will deal 20% damage to anyone standing within 2 yards. Also, they get thrown way up into the air, so it's just not something fun to be in. Here's a little hint: just stand pretty close to the mobs and avoid being in far range. So in other words, if you're ranged, stack up close to the melee unless there's some cleave abilities. If that's the case, just do your due diligence and avoid it. As for the Renown, there's only going to be 2 Renown upgrades this week. On Renown 25, you are going to get a Soulbind upgrade, and then 26, you get your Transmog for your chest from your Renown Transmog thingy McBobber. Alright, now I know what you guys all came here for, so let's go ahead and get started. This week for the weekly DPS rankings, starting in Heroic in the 90th percentile. First place, Balanced Druids. I just want to know who's going to take them from their reign. They've been sitting at first place for quite some time, and congratulations, I guess. Second place, Affliction Warlocks, staying here yet again. And third place is once again Fire Mage. There really hasn't been much change, I guess, hardly at all, for Heroic rankings. And then also Fury Warrior Watch, definitely taking advantage of that buff. We got all the way pulled up to 16th place. I'm excited to see just how far Fury Warriors can go. I love Fury Warriors, so heck yeah. Frost Mages gaining some ground to 18th place. Keep on trucking, mages. All right, and now for the big dog rankings. Mythic, Raid, Castle Nathria. Here we go. First place, Balanced Druids, just really taking it home in Shadowlands today. Affliction Warlocks really going for that first place, but they're still sitting in second place. Third place, Windwalker Monks. They're playing Switch with Warlocks week to week. I'm curious to see who's really going to pull ahead. And Fury Warrior Watch, thank you for that buff. Once again, it brought us up here to 16th. Looking forward to the coming weeks. And Frost Mages getting some of that love and pulling up to 15th as well. And finally, they are once again opening up that 6-month subscription discount with a really weird fairy transmog. It's a lot of fun if you're just trying to have some fun and put on some weird transmog. Also the wings, I've seen some pretty weird transmogs from it. Guys, thank you so much, especially you guys, the Patreons that make this possible. It really motivate me to continue to do this. And if you found this video to be helpful, make sure you like, comment, and subscribe. Also, don't forget, check out my new series, the 58 seconds or less talent trees for Mythic Plus dungeons. Guys, I hope you have a good one, and I'll see you on week 10. Pwn Star Gaming out.